Hi, I'm Kelly J Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pendant. It's made using a heart bead or a drilled cab, so you've got a hole drilled from the top to the bottom. In the description below is a list of all the things you'll need, and links to my Facebook page, my Instagram page and my Etsy shop if any of you are interested in my PDF tutorials or my seeing my other finished jewellery. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. To make this pendant you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've cut 4 pieces at 13 inches, that's 33 centimetres. You'll need 0.315mm wire, that's 28 gauge. I've wound approximately 400 centimetres onto my bobbin. You can cut lengths as you go if you prefer. And you'll need a heart-shaped bead for this one. Mine is 32mm tall by 35mm wide, or you could have a drilled cab. So mine's just like a giant bead. And I'll be using a little 3mm bead and a 10mm jump ring, that's the outside measurement. Tools, I've got my favourite pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters and wire straighteners. I like to use these. You don't necessarily need these, you can just use your fingers. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start weaving 4 inches from the beginning of my wire. That's just a little more than 10 centimetres. If you've made my impromptu pendant, then you'll know this weave already. I'm just going to do the weave that we did on that one. So I'm going to go wrap 5 times around the bottom wire. I'm going to wrap once around the bottom 2, and go in between the bottom 2 wires, wrap around the next 2, then come back up between the bottom 2 wires and go around the top 3. Then go around 2, and then come up under the bottom wire and go around the bottom 2 wires. And then we do 5 wraps. And we'll keep repeating that. So I'll do that again. Go around the bottom 2, between the bottom 2, go around the next 2 wires, back up between the bottom 2, then go straight over the top, back between the bottom 2 wires, over the next 2 wires, and then under the bottom and around bottom 2 wires. So we'll keep repeating this weave. So I've done 13 repeats, and you'll need to do as many as it takes to get around your heart. So if yours is about the same size as mine, then you'll need to do 13 repeats. And if not, if your heart is bigger or smaller, then you'll need to adjust all your wire lengths and your repeats all throughout this, according just to meet the size of your bead. Right, so I'm going to trim this off at the beginning. And I'm going to shape this now around my heart shape. So I'm going to put a scoop on the top. What we're going to do is, awkward. I'm going to take the bottom wire and bend it directly down. That's going to go through the bead. Bend the others up for now. So the rest of the weave needs to wrap around the rest of that shape. Just to sit next to the bead, I need to add more repeats. So you need your weave to come flush with the bottom of the bead. So I've added a few more repeats. Now my weave is flush with the bottom of my bead. What I'm going to do now is my wire to the back, a single wire to the back, and my weave to the front. I'm going to leave the top 2 wires where they are. I'm going to take the bottom 2 wires and I'm going to scoop those, bend them around to the back of the single wire. So we'll go around the single wire, the wire that comes through the bead. And now I'm going to continue weaving over these 2 wires here. I've got them a bit crossed over. So now taking weaving wire around the back, I'm going to wrap 3 times around the top wire. I'm going to wrap a few more times actually because my wraps are all disappearing behind there. Right, so, and then I'm going to go 3 times around both wires, and then 3 times around the top wire. So we're going to keep repeating that 3 times around the top wire, 3 times around both wires. And we'll keep repeating that about 10 times. And then I'll see you then. So I think I did 11 repeats. And I'm just going to curve that around. Like that. I'm going to secure this middle wire that goes through the bead by taking it around the weave a few times. That'll just hold the bead securely. I didn't have any plans for this wire anyway. Gone around there. Cut that. Finishes on the back. Press it flat. Just keeps it in place. I'm going to move into these two wires. I'm going to scoop them over. So fiddly to do this from behind the camera. Try it this way. Scoop them over and around like that. Gone around from the back over the weave. Like that. I'm going to separate them a little. And the bottom one I'm going to send around again. I'm going to pop my little bead on there. Like that. So now I'll have both the wires back next to each other. I want to go underneath that weave. Because what I'm having is this bead will just keep spinning around in there. So we're going to have to secure him down. So these two wires should do that. Make sure they don't cross over. I want that one on the inside. So that's what we've got so far. I'm going to take these wires around again. And then take them over the bead. We'll secure those to the back when we've moved on more with the weave. Like that. So I've gone back to these two wires now, and I'm going to continue this weave of just 3 wraps around 2 wires and then 3 wraps around the single top wire. And I'm going to repeat that until I get say halfway up my bead, and then we're going to have to secure it to this weave. So repeat this weave of the 3-3 wrap until you get to halfway along your bead. This weave is actually quite tricky to get to in this position, so I've pulled mine away from the bead while I'm just doing the weave, and then flatten it back down later so you can get a hold of it. So I've done repeats on that weave now, so it follows the original weave, and now I'm going to secure it to the back weave. First I'm going to just snip my bobbin free, and then I'm going to paste my weaving wire through the gap just to the back there. pull the weave down to sit next to the weave on the back. Then I'm just going to wrap my wire straight over the front. I'm going to go behind those two top wires. I want it to sit there, like that. And then I should carry on with my weave. Go 3 times around both wires. And then where I would normally go 3 times again, I'm just going to secure it again. So I'm going to go, catch the end of my wire, through the back again, between the weave and the stone. And then go behind both of those 2 wires again. And then I need another single wrap on the bottom wire. And then we've secured it twice, so that should be plenty. Carry on with the 3-3 weave now until you get to the top of the bead. So my weave now reaches to the top. I'm going to post it under and around. That's my dog in her sleep wooffing. Take my weaving wire to the back, and I'm going to carry on weaving on these 2 wires. I'm going to wrap around the bottom, sort myself out. I'm going to bend these 2 down out the way. I'm going to pinch that so it's a bit more secure. And I'm going to carry on 3 wraps around the bottom and then 3 wraps around the 2 wires. I've just wrapped it until my wrap is starting to show there. And I'll go 3 times around both. 3 times around a single one, and I'll do that about 10 times. So I've done my 10 repeats. I'm going to curve this one over, a nice big curve. And then I'm going to take these 3 wires, curve those all over together, round, and they're going to go behind that weave. Try not to let them cross over each other. When they get to here, take the first one, take that directly round to the back. So I've taken the first wire and just wrapped it around to the back. And take the next two and just follow it so they sit together to there. And then when they get to the top of the heart, I'm going to scoop them the other way, all the way around. Try not to let them cross over each other, like that. Take that over the back as well. So that's what the back looks like so far, and we'll finish all these off in a bit. That's what the front looks like so far. So now I'm going to continue with this 3-3 weave here, and I'm going to follow, and then I'm going to secure it again around here. So I'm going to add about another 5 or 6 repeats onto there. That was a bit fiddly, so save you having to sit there while I try and fiddle it through. I've pushed it through, pushed the stone down and pushed the wire through there, and then I've fed it back up between the 2 weaves there. Got a lot of wires getting in the way here. But we just need to wrap it around the previous 3-3 weave. And it comes straight down over the top, under those 2 wires, like so, and then carry on with that 3-3 weave, a few more repeats. I'm going to do about another 5 repeats. So I've done another 5 repeats. Now what I'm going to do is just keep coiling around this bottom wire. So I've got about 10 wraps. Another couple on there. To finish this off, just going to curve it around. And then curve that one around some more. And I'm going to secure this again around the original weave. Just going to post it around there. Just want everything tied down so it doesn't move. Few more wraps just to secure that in place. I'm going to cut my weaving wire. And I'm going to cut this wire about there. I'm going to cut this one as well. That one quite short. About there. And I'm going to curl those to finish them off now. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and on this loop I'm going to continue to curl this one around. So it sits inside the circle. And I'm going to curl this one as well, but the other way. Just in there like that. So that's the front finished. Just need to add the little jump ring through the top, and now we've got to finish all these wires on the back. These bottom two are pretty straightforward. I'm just going to curl this around and attach it to the weaving wire. Attach it to the weave, and this one this way, and attach that to the weave as well. So I'm going to cut these two wires just for now, get them out the way. So I'm going to secure these two wires together. I've just got a short piece of weaving wire. I'm going to wrap around the bottom wire 3 times to attach the weaving wire. Fiddly. And I'm just going to wrap around both wires. Try and show you what I'm doing. Just going to keep going around both wires. So they're properly secured together. Wrap around this bottom one a few times. I'm going to pull those out the way for now. And I'm just going to secure that to that weave. I'm going to pull it a bit higher. And I'm going to go through between those top 2 wires. Go around that one a few more times. So then I'm going to go around again, and I'm going to go between those top 2 wires. Secure it again because we don't want that to move. And then go around a few more times. So I'm going to do the same on this wire. I'm going to coil up here and then attach it a couple of times to this top base wire. So I've done the same on that bit, attached it twice. Trim, need to trim all the bits of ends off. I'm going to cut these wires shorter now. And this one. I'm going to curl those under with my round nose pliers. I'm going to take them a bit shorter. Round nose pliers. And let's finish those two off, and that'll hold the bottom wires in place, and it'll stop the bead moving now. The bead is pretty secure. So these 3 wires I've got at the top. Just need to finish those off now. I'm going to take the top one, post it through. 3/3 weave as it goes under our 3 wires. I'm just going to post it between there, and then so it only goes around that, so it goes back to the back. I'm going to follow it with the next one. Just need to hold the front still so you don't pull that out of shape. I'll fit the 3rd one through as well. So they're all secured up around there. Saves, I mean, you can always trail them down and curl them around and attach them all on the back. This is kind of the quick method. Just wrap them around the nearest part. And get it so it looks tidy from the front. And I'll cut those off short. I just press them down with my pliers. So I'll trim them off about there. With my round nose pliers, I'll just scoop them around so that they just grip around that weave. Like that. All I need to do is add my jump ring and I'm done. This is the finished piece. If you decide to oxidise your piece, here's one I did earlier, brings out all the depths of the copper, brings out all the weaves. If you're not sure on how to oxidise, I've done a video on it. I'll put a link on in the description below. Also in the description below is a link to my Etsy shop, where I've got all my PDF tutorials, if anyone would be interested in those, and all my finished jewellery's on there too. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.